Namaste. Welcome. My name is Todd Norian. I'm the founder of Ashaya Yoga, and welcome to class. It's a great delight for me to be here with you, and I'm so glad you're with me practicing. And I want to remind you to please share the experience. Ashaya Yoga practices for inner peace, so we spread peace in the world. Send it to friends who you know could really use to relax and do something self-nurturing. Also, come join the Ashaya community. Go to ashayayoga.com and you can join the email list and you'll get updates and inspirations, and I have a blog. All that's coming. And if you're interested in making a contribution, go to ashayayoga.com and click on Practice Online. You'll see a donate button. We appreciate all contributions. Thank you so much. And I wanted to, just with so much delight and joy, announce the Summer Ashaya Yoga Series. It's coming out, and it's just a set of 3 different courses that will be sort of pulled together to give practice throughout this summer for those that are interested in doing something more. And I'll be saying much more about that in the coming few days. So. Okay, we're going to do some chanting. So to get the mantra handout, you go to menu and click on menu, and there'll be a PDF there. And we'll do Shanti mantra today. I want to talk about the power of yes. When you say yes to life, you're saying yes to the whole universe. This mantra, yes, opens doors. It opens opportunities. And it brings a sense of release and a sense of softness and openness. We just want to say yes to all that's coming in life. And the capacity for us to say yes is our capacity to accept what comes, to accept ourselves just as we are, to say yes to ourselves, not just the light, but the shadow, our idiosyncrasies, our less evolved parts, to say yes to that as well. Yes is inclusive. It pulls equality. It pulls people together. And it expands us on the inside. And so many people have an attitude of no. Like they resist life. They have a pattern to reject life. And someone invites them to do something. Hey, come to this party, with social distancing. Come to this party. No. Come on, let's go to the lake. No. So we want to learn how to get back to a quality of yes. The whole spiritual practice, following the heart, I call it the path of radical affirmation. We radically affirm that life has our back, that life is, in its true nature, is good for you. And we support all that's life-enhancing. The universe can only say yes. Even when you say no to what's no longer supporting you, when you say no to what's against life, that's as good as saying yes to life. So we can think that, okay, the universe always says yes. And because basically the universe can't stop you from going against nature, that when you go against nature, the universe says yes. So it's up to us to make the discernment between when to say yes and when to say no. And when you say no, that provides a healthy self-boundary that supports your yes. We all have this longing for freedom. But the way to get to freedom, according to the Tantric philosophy, is create healthy self-boundaries. Freedom with no boundaries at all is bondage. But when you really set healthy self-boundaries, that's when we start to express more and more freedom. We maintain freedom. So it's very paradoxical, but in the Tantra they say you need to bind yourself in order to unbind yourself. Did you hear that? We need to bind ourselves in order to unbind ourselves. It just means we need to learn how to say yes to what it is that keeps us really healthy, and sometimes within that yes to keep us healthy, there's a no. It's like, no, I'm not going to associate with these people because they're so negative all the time, or they pull me in a different direction. I'm going to say yes to what my heart most deeply desires. That's what we need to listen to, and that's what we're going to do today. So take a comfortable seat. Turn your thigh bones in, join your index fingers and thumbs. This is the yes mudra. The individual, which is the index finger, with all of our limitations, touches the universal, the unlimited. And we say yes to both. Because it's really only through the embrace of our limits that we're able to walk through our limits into the limitless nature that is ourselves. And that's where challenges come in. Challenges come to help you rise up in life. And they never come to put you down. The challenge only comes when you're ready for a promotion. And then to really work skillfully with challenge, we say yes to them first. Let's see, what this challenge is going to bring me. And then we step back, and then we start to set up the boundaries. Well, I can't really do this. I'm going to have to say no to that. But I am going to say yes to this part of it. Close your eyes. Open to the bigger energy. Say yes with your breath. Lift your side ribs, head of the arm bones back. Lift your throat. Say yes to aligning your head over your heart. So bring your palate back. And when the head is in alignment over the heart, it's so interesting. Your neck feels better. The whole spine feels better. We say yes to that. We say yes to alignment. And we wish to align our heart with the highest energy. Place your palate directly over your pelvis. And then close your eyes and breathe through the pelvis, the heart, the palate. These three qualities come and join together to give us strength, to give us vision, to give us clarity, so we know what we're saying yes to and what we're saying no to. And so often during life, we don't even know what we're saying yes to. We're saying yes to things that are killing us. That's pretty common. So yoga is the process of drawing back into your heart. Say yes to what's natural, to what's in your best interest and the interest of all beings. We say yes to vibrant health, robust health, a calm, centered space of peace inside. When you exhale, release any anxiety. When you inhale, yes. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Set an intention for yourself for this class. And maybe your intention is just simply to be present, to say yes to doing something good for yourself today. To say yes to yoga. Yes to union with something greater. Let's chant 3 ohms, then we'll chant the invocation. I like to think that om is the Sanskrit way of saying yes. Sana Vavatu Sano Gunatu Saviryam Kalavavahe Tejasvina Vaditamastu Shanti, Shanti. Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om, Shanti Om. Chant with me. Shanti Om, 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 Shanti Shanti Om, 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 Shanti. Give yourself a moment of peace. Let yourself draw in. Let go of everything else. And say yes to the silence. And saying yes to your heart, gently bow your head. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Namaste. Come on up to a standing position. Say yes to standing. Come to the front of your mat, feet parallel, hip distance apart. Say no to turning your feet out. Just like haphazardly place your feet. No, we want to line up with something greater. So we have to show it in our body. Bring your feet hip distance. Center of your ankles and the second toe line should be lined up directly underneath the front of your hip bones, and your feet are parallel like two railroad tracks. Okay, don't align your inner edges, don't align your outer edges of the feet, because everybody's feet have a slightly different shape. But that second metatarsal, that's the second toe line, that's more accurate. Then palms in front. Soften your skin, say yes to your breath, say yes to the universal, open. And then engage. We say no to what's not supportive to us. Lift and spread your toes, hug your shins. Take your thigh bones back, tailbone in. Stand and it's like put a stake in the ground for yes. And then inhale, stretch your arms out to the side and reach up. Exhale, fold forward, lead with your heart. Here's a challenge for you. Say yes to your tight hamstrings. Sorry, tight is judgmental. Just say yes to your hamstrings. Maybe they're tight, maybe they're not. Lift and spread your toes. Bend the knee slightly so your shin is perpendicular. Yes to alignment. And then isometrically pull your heels backwards. What? pull your heels backwards. You got it right the first time. And then, see, that's going to make your hamstrings engage more. Okay? How we're going to open our hamstrings today is by engagement, saying no to just resisting. And then, with a big yes, lift your heart forward. Come up halfway. Lengthen your sides. Exhale and bow. Open to the bigger energy. Inhale, shine the light of yes. Yes opens you. Exhale, bow. Now keep your legs hugged. So you keep the no in your legs, even as you say yes with your heart. Exhale, bow. We need to learn how to say no, which enhances our yes. Do a few more and see if you can do this and find the place in the middle between yes and no. You're engaging your legs, but you're also staying soft in the heart. Exhale, step your right foot back, lunge. Bring your right knee down to the floor, scissor your legs. And then left hand on the left leg, and push your hand down on your leg to get your left shoulder to lift up. So we say no to collapsing shoulders, take the head of the arm bones back, and then draw your tailbone in and twist. Lift your heart up toward the sky more. Head back a little bit, and just find the perfect stretch for you. Curl your back toes under, hug your shins in. That creates the boundary. Widen your thighs. Exhale. Release. Walk your hands back a little bit. Stretch your left leg straight. Root the heel and drag isometrically back. Now here's the thing. If you're not able to bend this much, then look, you got blocks or something. You could use some books. And you just have your hands up like this. Makes it much better. You're more likely to say yes if you're not suffering so much. Root the heel, pull back. But we're not trying to make everything feel good. So, in a way, say yes to your misery. Tailbone in and bow. Root your left thigh toward the floor so it goes down by the top of the knee area. That, you got to push that down. Drag and pull your front heel back. Then twist over to the left, cross over the shin, and bow again. There's still suffering, but it's a slightly different flavor of suffering. Breathe. Spread your fifth toe. What's this little fifth toe? This is your no toe. So oftentimes it's just sort of goes along with the other toes. It's like a yes person. So you have to spread it and just create the boundary. Say no with the toe. You say no with the toe, and then you're going to show that the shin hugs in. And by creating that boundary, you can widen your left thigh to the left. But without creating any kind of boundary, our hips stay forever locked. They're the embodiment of resistance. So we're going to change all that. Inhale, come up, bend the left knee, step forward with your back leg, and breathe. Now just feel the difference in your legs. Feel which leg is more open. For me, ironically, it's actually my right leg feels more open. So that's the yes leg. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, step your left leg back, left knee down. Pause for a moment. Get blocks under your hands if you need. And then scissor your legs. We say no to all that's against life. Hug in. Right hand to the right leg, tailbone in. And then yes with the heart. Twist, head of the arm bones back. See if you can free up your heart more by scissoring your legs. The more boundary you create in your legs, the more freedom you're going to have. Pop quiz. How do we unbind ourselves? That's right. Right shoulder back. Take the outer right hip crease back. Pull your belly in more. Twist. Breathe now. Sometimes you'll twist and you have so much stiffness, you forget to breathe. It's like a subtle, unconscious resistance. So that's why I'm reminding you to breathe, and that makes your yes flow. Then your body flows. The tensions start to release. Hug your muscles, engage the muscles to be able to release the muscles. Exhale, release. And then walk your hands back. Here's where you can do blocks in your hands as needed. Flex your right foot, root the right heel, and pull isometrically back and breathe. As soon as you pull back, you'll start to feel your hamstring. It's talking to you. Okay? So be a good listener. Don't tell it to shut up. That's usually what happens. Spread your fifth toe. Pull your tailbone in, belly in, and bow. That will increase pain. Root the top of your right knee down, the very top edge of your knee. That has to go toward the floor more. Isometrically pull your right heel backwards. Now twist over to your right and bow again, and you'll feel a kind of intense suffering and torture. Say yes to it. But we're not masochists. We're artists. And we understand the nature of the body. So we encounter resistance, then we deal with the resistance by consciously letting go. And release. Inhale, bend the knee. Step back now, downward facing dog pose, and alternately press your heels toward the floor. Continue to breathe into the backs of your legs. Bend both knees, hug your shins, turn your thighs in and lift your sitting bones. Make your low back smile, lift your sitting bones. Every part of you smiles. Then claw your finger pads and pull from your hands up to your heart. Say no to collapsing your shoulders. So that means lift your armpits up, and now you can melt your heart. And we like that because there's some ease, and we don't have to work so hard. So I'd like you to work your hands, work your arm bones, but melt the heart. So the heart remains in the yes space, but the arm bones remain in the no space. Now I'm trying to find the balance between yes and no. And usually that's where the best alignment is. That's your optimal alignment. How about your head? So lower your ears a little bit. So the top of the ear comes down right to the middle of the arm. Very good. Now from your heart, push down through your hands. And from your heart, say yes to length and expansion. And it's really a yes to freedom. But how do we get to the freedom? Oh, hug in. Exhale, right foot forward. Come up, hands to hips. Charge your legs, strong. Healthy boundary creates strength. And we're doing it in order that we can open even more. Square your hips, left hip forward, right hip back. Then stretch your arms up. From your pelvis now, push your left heel back, and from your pelvis, the right shin goes forward. Continue to hold the midline. There's a certain amount of balance in this pose, so I'd like you to focus on the balance. Then take hold of your left wrist and arc gently to the right, but maintain balance. So you just say, no, I'm not going to fall over my legs. You hug the midline, but yes, I'm going to stretch the torso, and I'm going to go as far as I can, test the limit. Increase boundary, you secure more freedom. Inhale, come up. Exhale, sweep your arms down, touch. Step back, downward dog pose, and breathe. With your knees slightly bent, take the base of both shins back evenly. When the base of the shins go back, you should feel the tops of your thigh bones go back as well. Exhale, left foot forward. Come up, hands to hips. Stretch your arms up. Scissor your legs. Engage. Say no to whatever's against life. Say yes to patterns of health, patterns of openness, patterns of freedom, and patterns that align you. So take your right hip forward, left hip back. Then from your pelvis, push your right heel backwards. And from your pelvis, press your left shin forward. Do both. Okay. From your pelvis, push through your feet. From your pelvis, rise up. Hug to the midline. Hold strong and true to the balance. You'll be wavering a little bit, but don't fall over. And if you fall, get back up. Then, gently take your right wrist. We're going to crescent arc over to the left. Pull your tailbone in. If you want a little more stretch in the low back, pull your ribs down. Bow forward just a bit. Lift your right thigh a little higher, tailbone in. A very deep psoas and quadratus lumborum stretch. These are muscles that affect our low back. Oh. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down to the side. Step back, plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down to chaturanga. Now you can put your knees on the floor, but say no to collapsing your shoulders down. Exhale all the way down, toes back. Hug your shins, pull from your feet to the pelvis. Lift your inner thighs, tailbone down. And then come up. But as you come up, pull your palms backwards, isometrically. So there's lots of support here. There's support around the low back because your tailbone is in, buttock muscles are firm but not gripping. And all 10 fingers play here. And you pull the fingers backwards isometrically, arm bones back. And when your arm bones go back, shoulder blades squeeze onto the back ribs. And then the release of the heart is effortless. It feels so good. Release the heart forward more. Come up a little bit higher. Lift your throat, take your palate back. Corners of the mouth curl slightly up towards the ears as you go into yes bliss. And then exhale down. Come into downward facing dog pose. Inhale, right leg up. Bend your right knee up and over. Root the base of your left shin back. Stretch. Say no to collapsing your left shoulder. So lift your left armpit up a little more. It'll come down slightly, but you want to avoid a total collapse. Stretch. And then exhale. Right leg forward. Walk your hands over to the left. Square your left foot to the back edge. Squeeze your legs toward the middle. Come up, right forearm on the right thigh. Bend your right leg more. Engage your legs, draw the boundary. Thighs back, tailbone in. Then left arm out to the side. Lift your side ribs and pull so that the left head of the arm bone goes back deep into the shoulder socket. Keeping it there, then say yes with the arm. What happens if we, this is no, you pull the armpit back, you create the boundary, then it opens it up. Otherwise, if the arm is out of the socket, it will pinch. You will not be able to get the arm over the ear. So boundary, freedom. Then from your pelvis, push through your feet. From your pelvis, stretch up through your torso. Say yes with your heart and breathe. When you say yes, the whole universe comes behind you to support you. It's like you're riding the crest of the wave. All the support. Stretch. For those that want to go a little deeper, right hand to the inside of the right foot. That's deep. Exhale, release, step back, downward facing dog pose. Inhale, left leg high, bend your knee, lift the knee up and over, keep your right armpit as much lifted as you can. It'll come down a little, but don't collapse. And breathe. Say yes to your breath. Working steadily. Use your breath. Say yes to the hold. Now exhale, left leg forward, lunge. Square your right foot to the back edge of your mat. Bring your left forearm up onto your left thigh. Squeeze your legs toward the middle. Now, thighs back, tailbone in. Let's do the arm thing. Bring your right arm out to the side. Lift your ribs first. That lifts a little bit higher. See, if you're short in your ribs, your arm's going to be back here, and it's very hard to get the arm bone back. So you have to first open. Say yes, get the side ribs to open. Then say no to collapse. Armpit goes back. And then yes. It's just a series of no, yes, no, yes. We start with yes. From your pelvis, push through your feet. From your pelvis, stretch through your spine, out through your arm, and out through your head. And see if you can get every cell in your body online with yes. Try to find any sense of resistance, fear, or worry, and let it be overwhelmed with your yes. Say yes to all that's life-enhancing, and no to what's against life. Okay. Last 5 seconds. If you want to go deeper, left hand to the inside here. That's deep. You feel it more in your hip. And exhale. Release, plank, knees down. Exhale, a half push-up. Come halfway down, and then push up. We'll do 5 of these. When you come down, bring your shoulder to the level of the elbow. And hug your hands. Keep your arm bones lifted. Hug your shoulder blades so that you stay hugged the whole time. Your muscles start to work. That's 3. That's 4. And 5. Push up. Very good. And then come all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Look to your right and crawl your right knee forward into salamander. This is called the sweaty salamander pose. Flex your foot and push your left foot back, left ribs forward. Good. Exhale, come down. Inhale, come up. Crawl your left knee forward. Flex your right foot, look over the left shoulder, and then lean your right ribs forward. Say yes to the stretch. It's a very deep stretch in the lower right side of the waistline, but push your right foot away from you as well. And breathe. Say yes to the stretch. Yes. Feels good. Like we want to get in where we're tight, because then that's going to stay open pretty much for the rest of the day. You're going to feel the freedom there. Exhale, release. Make a pillow with your hands and turn your head to the side. Say yes with your whole body to rest. When you say yes, doors open. Actually, your whole body opens. The nervous system relaxes. Going around with a no attitude, you're stressed out most of the time. Just everything's a big resistance. Then, no wonder life feels like it's working against me all the time. So no, life has your back. Say yes to it. And then you say yes to challenges, and suddenly you get a creative idea for positive change. Say yes to the stumbling block, and it becomes a stepping stone to rise higher. But it's through the action of yes. Okay. Bend both knees, reach your hands back, hold your feet. Keep your knees hip distance apart, turn your toes out, and then inhale. Come up just part way. Say yes to the stretch here. To help keep your back in the yes mode, spread your toes. You got to hug your shins. If you don't create boundary in your legs, you're going to take the stretch too much in your back. So I'd like you to draw your tailbone in, hug your muscles to your bones more, Then push your feet back into your hands. Now lengthen your spine, head of the arm bones back, neck back, head back. Breathe. Now you can lift your toes a little higher. Go up, shoulders back, stay with it, and exhale. Come on down. Push back to downward facing dog pose. Breathe. Exhale, right foot to the left of center between your hands, and then lower your right knee out to the right. So with this variation, your shin is forward, it's parallel, and left toes are under, but keep your left knee off the floor. We're going to lower the left knee a little bit, right knee, then come up, lower down, then come up. So you pulse very slowly, hug your leg muscles, scissor your legs even here. So pull your right foot back towards your hip, isometrically. And these little pulses start to bring more blood and lymph and oils the joints to be able to open you more. And then as you can, left knee comes down so you can get your right knee down. Then put your left hand in the sole of the right foot and push foot to hand. Push. Push more. As you push your foot, widen your sitting bones. Now what opens up your hips the most is what's happening in the back leg. So you keep your left heel perpendicular. Hug your shin to the middle. That's the boundary. Don't let your heel splay out. You're going to lose power. So you keep your shin hugged to the middle. Now widen your left thigh to the left. It's like, think of a riverbank. Steeper and stronger the bank, swifter the river flow. So widen your river flow. It's your left thigh and the left hip. Tailbone in, fold forward. Twist over to the left. You're going to love this. Right elbow into the sole of the right foot. Palms in the yes position. Have mercy upon my poor soul. And then twist. For those that can go more, bring your right shoulder into the sole of the foot. You can see, oh, maybe, there it is. And breathe. If it hurts, it should hurt good. Say yes to it. Yeah. And you need to say no when it's a sharp pain, or you just know inside, I've had enough of this one. It's fine. Okay, inhale, come up. Oh, what a good stretch. And then go back into downward dog. Make sure your hip goes with you. Exhale, left foot to the right hand, or closer over to the right of center. And then lower your left knee, shin parallel. Keep your right knee lifted, and we're going to pulse down toward the floor and then lift. Pulse down and up. Scissor your legs here. Pull your left foot back isometrically. Hug your right knee onto your leg more and pulse. So movement, when the muscles are engaged, very good. The muscles heat up, the joints are protected and safe. You get maximum flexibility, paradoxically. Okay, right knee can go down. See if you can get the left knee down or close. Right hip forward, left hip back. And then right hand into the left foot and push foot to hand. Continue to push. And as you push your foot into your hand, your sitting bones are saying, yes. Sitting bones are widening apart. So anything that expands is a yes. Now, if your hips are screaming yes, back off. Okay. Now make your way over to the right. Here it goes. Left elbow into the sole of the foot. Shoulders back. And breathe. If you can go more, then bring your left shoulder into the sole of the left foot. And breathe. This is pretty deep. Head of the arm bones back, lift your heart more up to the sky. Now your hip might be saying no, but let your heart say yes. Lift your heart up more. Exhale, release. Step back downward facing dog pose and rest in downward dog for a moment. Exhale, bend your knees and come down. Very good. All right, come sit, legs straight out. And bend your right knee in, and we're going to do baby cradle. So bend your knee, hold your right foot with your hands, and try to keep your shin up parallel with the shoulders. A little bit lower, but parallel to the floor. And then you got to pull your low back in. So you could hop up, sit on blankets. If you're all rounded down, I'd rather you be more upright. Okay. And then cradle. So you put your foot in the crook of the left elbow, cradle around here, lift your shin, and begin now to lift your chest, squeeze your shin towards your chest, and press your right knee away from you. Also press your right little toe so that your ankle is straight rather than sickled. If your foot looks like a banana, you're sickled. Say no to bananas. Sickling. Say yes to big toe ball mound. Push your right big toe ball mound away. That will actually straighten the ankle. So what happens is the way you position your foot is what's pulling on ligaments in your knee. So you square off the ankle so you have an even stretch, and that's going to give you a winning chance to stay out of knee pain here. Baby cradle. Admire your little five-headed baby. And bring it closer to you. And then see if it needs to have a bath. Just kidding. All right, and switch. Hold your left foot, bring your foot in towards you more. Cradle as you can. Lift your low back in and up, or sit up on a blanket. You still need to lift. And then check your foot. Say yes through the big toe ball mound. Push out. Say no with the little toe. Pull it back. Spread your left little toe. So your ankle is straight. That will support your knee. Now, pull your foot in towards your heart. Bring your baby to your heart. Lift your heart. Good. And then admire this cute little five-headed guy. Breathe. Oh, that's good. So you should be feeling the stretch all around the left hip. Press your left knee away from you. Left foot towards you, left knee away. It's a very deep stretch. Okay, exhale, release. Gomukhasana. All right, so one of the best ways to get into that is you come onto all fours. I'm going to back up here. And then simply cross your right knee in front of your left. Bring your knees a little closer together, widen your feet, and then sit down between your heels. And another good opportunity to put one or two blankets underneath your sitting bones if you can't come all the way down. Widen your ankles, and then press the little toe edges of your feet down and pull forward. Yeah. Turn your thighs in, stick your butt back, tailbone in, palms on soles of feet, and breathe. So the goal here is to surrender your right knee down. Lots of stretch all through the right hip. Shoulders back, fold forward if you can. It's going to increase the stretch. And breathe. Take your left arm up, pull the elbow back, and right arm behind you, and see if you can clasp hands. So this is the ear of the cow. Apparently this is supposed to be the mouth, the legs, and then this is the ear. So you can dangle a belt from your left hand and grab it with your right. This internal rotation of the arm behind your back is very challenging. Lift your side ribs. Take the right shoulder back and press your right elbow forward. Right elbow forward, right shoulder back. And breathe. Okay, and then here's the real cow. This will make you move. Fold forward. Oh. See if you can make your move in the form of yes rather than no. Oh. And why are cows sacred in India? Because when they walk backwards, they chant Om. Okay, exhale, release. It's bad joke. Uncross. Come back into tabletop. Left knee in front. Walk your knees into each other, widen your feet. Turn your thighs in, stick your butt way back, and sit back on the mat or onto a blanket. You can widen your feet. Press the little toe edges of your feet down and glide your feet isometrically forward. Oh, that's good. Tailbone in from your pelvis, push your knees forward as well. So the feet go forward, the thigh bones extend forward, and then fold forward and breathe. Inhale, come up. Let's just try a little variation on this side. Bring your right elbow across the left knee and twist. Then left elbow across the knee, more on the front side of the shin, and twist. And then right arm up, pull the elbow back, stretch. It's the cow ear. Good. And see if you can get your right arm behind you. And then if you can't, just get as close as you can. You can get a belt and use that. I sometimes cheat so you can reach back, take your right hand and lengthen it over. See if that helps. And we're certainly different on each side, so no expectation. So I can clasp all fingers on my other side, but on this side I've just got one finger. Breathe, lift your side ribs, head of the arm bone back. Whew, that hurts good. Exhale, release. So we hardly ever get into those places in the shoulder. We need to. So otherwise they just tighten up and become rigid, and it's just like holding our no, our resistance. So you just gave yourself a shot of yes right there. We didn't fold forward, but we're going to fold forward again here. Good. Inhale, come up. All right, grand finale. This one has two leg positions. Right leg is out. We want to go into a half virasana position like this. I can show you on the side. Okay? This is not easy for a lot of people. So you can elevate with a blanket underneath both sitting bones. That will help. Or just let go of this kind of bend and you can do the whole series in a Janu Shirshasana position. Okay, this is much easier for most people. You can do everything we're going to do. So please modify. Awesome. Bend your let's see. You have your left knee bent. Bend your right knee, right foot on the floor. Go back onto your elbows. Pull your tailbone in and extend through your left thigh. So it's a super good quad stretch. Make sure your left foot is straight. Bring the little toes out to the side. Breathe. Hips are off the floor. Okay. That's one. The second one is right leg is forward. This one's called Triyanga Mukaikapada Paschimottanasana. It's non-cancerous. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, begin to fold forward. Walk your hands a little forward. Very intense stretch. Take your left hand over to the outside of your right shin or your right little toe edge of your foot and pull back. And breathe. Lift your arm bones up. Okay, number 3, Crouchasana, which is heron pose. And you take hold of your right foot and stretch up. Now you could put a belt around this foot, a little bit easier. But the goal here is get your right thigh to push back, right shin forward. Right thigh back, right shin forward. Float your elbows up, armpits up, and back. And then bow forehead toward the shin. We want to get the legs straight. My legs have a very hard time going straight. I'm like the opposite of hyperextended knee. And breathe. Okay, so now we're getting into some bus stop territory. So you get off the bus when you need to. If you're still with me, baby cradle. This is like level 2 baby cradle. It's very intense. Okay, so let me show you the last pose in this series. So you're in baby cradle here. We're going to go to Bharadvajasana 2, it's the name of a saint. Point your toe, bring your heel toward your belly, and then inner rotate your thighs, right knee toward the floor, go all the way down to the floor, left hip up, and place the side of your foot as high up on your leg as you can. Now, obviously we're going towards a full lotus position, but this is easier than lotus. It still might not be doable. So, you can just put your foot on the floor here. You can do lotus, do that, karate chop your foot to your leg, both hands over to the right, lift your hips, turn your thigh bones in, then tailbone in. Very good. Right arm comes behind your back, clasp your foot. Easier said than done. And then left hand, palm away from you, goes underneath, the fingers go underneath the leg, this way. So this is Bharadvajasana 2. I did Bharadvajasana 1 last week or 2 weeks ago. But this is more dicey, a little more challenging. But it feels so good. If you can get close to these openings, it's really amazing. Otherwise, you'll be doing just this. See, here we go. There's Bharadvajasana 1. All right. Exhale, release. Do the whole thing over again. So I have to go this way. Left leg stretched out straight. Right knee back, half hero pose, Virasana. Bend your left knee, foot on the floor, elbows. Lift your hips, pull your tailbone under and extend from your pelvis through your right knee. Such a great quadricep stretch. And breathe. So look, if you can't do elbows, you go on your hands. Main point for this first phase is to get the quad to stretch open. Inhale, come up, left leg straight. Triyanga Mukaikapada Paschimottanasana. Fold forward. Hold the outer shin, right hand. Little toe edge of your foot. Pull back. Now there is a little twist. So as you're pulling on the edge of the foot, your abdominal area goes from right to left. Very good. There's the twist. Outer left hip crease goes back and down. This gets into stretches you just can't find in any other pose. The very side, deep side of your shin, IT band, even the low back area gets a really good stretch. Inhale, come up. Crouchasana. So lift your leg up, pull your shin towards you, but press your left thigh away from you. Lift your belly in and up. And the low back is rounding a bit, but I want you to lift your heart more. So you pull the low back in as much as you can. You reduce the amount that you're flexing the spine. Push straight up and out through your left heel. Left thigh away, left shin toward you. Pull shin toward you. Forehead to knee, for those that can. And there's a whole series of variations with this one. Another time. Bend your knee, go to baby cradle, hop off the bus. Gus, make new plans, Dan. Okay, lift your shin, pull your foot towards you, knee away from you. Keep your tongue inside your mouth. And then here we go. Here's the half lotus. So point your foot. That's going to open the hip more. Point. And then bring your heel to your navel. Place the top of your foot down on your thigh and lean to your left. Go for it. Lean way over to the left. Till your left knee's on the floor, right hip's up. Inner rotate your thigh, stick your butt out. That's the most fun. And then left arm behind. Clasp your foot if you can. And you can do a belt there as well. And then you tuck your hand. The fingers go under the thigh. Your palm is away from you. That's an awesome stretch too, because you get the underbelly of your wrist and forearm. It's the flexor muscles of the forearm. Oh, this is just so good. Shoulders back. You can twist, and usually the torso twists left, and then you look right. Broad Vajrasana 2. Exhale, release. Okay. Come lie on your back. Good work. Pull both knees into your chest. Bring both sides of your sacrum down, right and left evenly. Hold your knees and push your knees into your hands. Yeah, feet are flexed. Low back curve. And then exhale, stretch one leg out, then the other. Palms up. Close your eyes and say yes to the earth. Let your whole body release and dissolve any sense of tension. Say yes to your breath. Begin to release all tensions, all worry, all doubt. And imagine you're just floating on a cloud of yes that brings all that's life-enhancing to you. Envision all possibilities coming before you. All doors of opportunity open for you. And imagine you step through the door to the other side. And you step into a space of peace and light. A place filled and surrounded with love and acceptance, understanding. especially support. And see, with each exhalation, you can let go of resistance, kind of that stubborn no, sourced in fear, and open to yes, that's sourced in love and light. The sun, the moon, the stars, the earth are all saying yes to you. That this world, this universe, needs what you have to offer. Your unique perspective. And sadly, without you, the world would be slightly less. Envision the universe and all of grace saying yes to you, to live, to thrive, to serve, to grow yourself, and to not be perfect, but to find freedom. Gently begin to return. Receive yes from the universe in the form of your breath and breathe it through every cell, down to your toes, down to your fingers, top of the head. And imagine all of your cells getting on board with yes, all in alignment with nature. Not even a fiber of resistance. You're in the flow now. Remember. And then very slowly move your fingers, move your toes. Bend your knees, roll to your right side. Slowly and gently come up to a sitting position. And then create a posture worthy of your yes. The heart lifted. The head relaxes back. Head, heart, and body aligned with nature. Close your eyes and breathe. Let yourself be infused, sifted through with the vibration of yes from the universe, through vibrations, through waves of encouragement. This yes really wants us to believe in ourselves more, believe in life, to walk with hope in our heart, rather than this gloom and doom. Envision now a world that's thriving, it's vibrant, where there's healing, there's feeling of respect and restoring the earth. Living a life full of meaning, fulfillment, joy. Then bring your palms together in front of your heart. Hold a loved one in your heart who could really use the message of yes today, and send them the healing energy of yes. When you embody this quality, this positive attitude, you join the path of radical affirmation, and it spreads. You become an influencer. Other people see you and get inspired. They rise up because you have risen. Yoga teaches us to take the high road, to say yes, then to step back and consciously say no to whatever's against life, whatever's not life-enhancing. We absolutely need the boundary of no, and that's what supports our yes. Find the place in the middle now, where yes touches no, where light and shadow are embraced, where the depth and root of consciousness grows deep. And in gratitude for these practices for inner peace, let's declare our light and exclaim that out with the sound of Om. Take a deep breath. The yes in me bows to the yes in you. Namaste. Thank you so much. Go out and have a great day. Say yes, and then say no.